Uber, currently valued at around $65 billion, is on a mission to change the world. The controversy has been aplenty. Uber has been sidestepping laws, challenging outdated regulations, and employing black hat competitive strategies in a relentless effort to grow. Globally, the taxi industry has responded with violent protests, blockade of roads, hooliganism, and vandalism in a fight to protect their livelihood. And amidst this torrent of controversy, swirls the antics of Uber's charismatic CEO, Travis Kalanick. And to think that this global revelation was inspired by a James Bond native. Canadian-born Gareth Camp was a successful entrepreneur living large in San Francisco. But Camp was growing increasingly frustrated with the taxi service. In 2008, Camp was watching Casino Royale when he noticed James Bond use a cell phone to track the location of a car. And that's when he thought to himself, how cool would it be if I could push a button on my phone and watch more tab life? The idea of the on-demand tap service, Uber, was born. As time passed, Camp got increasingly obsessed for bringing his idea to fruition. In charged entrepreneurial spirit, he began to brainstorm his notion to all his friends, which included Travis Kalanick, another successful entrepreneur. Believe it or not, at the start, Kalanick wasn't interested in working on Uber. He supported the notion, but was preoccupied with his own idea, an ecosystem much like that of Airbnb. Camp, however, was adamant on getting Kalanick involved. One night, Camp and Kalanick were at a tap after a night out drinking in Paris. It was around 2 a.m. when the cabbie yelled at the group for being too boisterous and threatened to kick them out. Kalanick, infuriated by the disrespect, voluntarily got out of the cab. The incident stuck with him, and a scorned Travis Kalanick was now eager to work on Uber. That Parisian cabbie had just sparked the initial fire in a man who would go on to torch the entire taxi industry. So Camp and Kalanick got to work. Camp, who was inspired by James Bond, was determined to purchase a fleet of top-of-the-line Mercedes cars. Kalanick, however, disagreed with the idea of owning cars, and rather the drivers use their own cars in conjunction with the Uber app. At one point, Camp was so determined to buy the fleet of Mercedes cars that he called Kalanick and told him that he's going to lease out an entire parking lot in San Francisco. Camp finally gave in. So instead of buying dozens of flashy cars, they pitched the app to existing drivers of limos and luxury cabs. Years later, Uber's no-inventory business model would be valuated at $65 billion. Kalanick would then muse with pride. This move would go on to protect Uber from several regulations, so they didn't own the cars and nor did they hire the drivers. Uber wasn't a taxi company, they was simply an app that connected people. Camp and Kalanick outsourced the engineering and development, and the Uber app was underway. Uber's first version, or minimum viable product, allowed a user to SMS their address to the app. The app would then find the nearest driver and dispatch the driver to the address provided. The app wasn't perfect, far from it actually, but it served its purpose to validate the value we wanted to offer. It was in the next version of the app when things began to get exciting. The app now used GPS technology, and in true James Bond fashion, it showed the limo on the map as it moved toward the user. It was now time to get serious. Camp and Kalanick were enthused, but neither of them wanted to run the company. So, they decided to find Uber, the CEO. And to do this, Kalanick sent out a tweet looking for an entrepreneurial product manager. One lone man responded with, "Little did Ryan Graves know that this single tweet would go on to make him a billionaire." Ryan Graves was hired, and Uber's rise had just begun.